The call came in at exactly 2:47 a.m.
911, what's your emergency?
For a moment, there was only heavy breathing, then a whisper barely audible over the static.
He's inside the apartment, please help me.
Lisa Carter, an experienced dispatcher for the NYPD, felt a chill crawl down her spine. She had taken countless distress calls over the years, accidents, burglaries, even murders. But something about this voice was different. It was trembling, hoarse, like someone speaking through pure terror.
Ma'am, I need you to stay calm. What's your address?
More rustling, a muffled sob.
I don't know, I just woke up and he's here.
Lisa's fingers flew over her keyboard, trying to triangulate the call's location. The system pinged an apartment complex in the Lower East Side, but the exact unit was unclear.
Who's there? Do you know them?
A pause. Then, in a barely audible whisper,
He's wearing my husband's clothes, but my husband is dead.
Lisa's breath caught in her throat.
Ma'am, I'm sending officers right now. Stay where you are. Stay quiet. Can you describe him?
But before Lisa could get an answer, the line went dead. Patrol Unit Charlie 12, officers Daniel Ruiz and Megan Foster, were the closest to the scene. As they pulled up to East 9th Street, their headlights flickered against the rundown apartment complex. The street was empty, silent. The building's exterior lights buzzed and flickered. Apartment 3B. The door was slightly open, moving gently with the draft. NYPD. If anyone is inside, announce yourself. Silence. Ruiz pushed the door open further. A dim lamp flickered inside, casting long, eerie shadows on the walls. The room smelled of stale air and something faintly metallic. On the floor, a cell phone still connected to 911. No sign of the caller. Foster moved toward the bedroom, her flashlight sweeping across scattered clothes, an overturned chair, and a wedding photo on the nightstand. A woman with dark hair and warm brown eyes smiled back at her. Lena Morales, 32. Beside her, a man in a police uniform. Detective David Morales, NYPD homicide. Deceased 6 months ago. Foster, look at this. She turned. He was standing in front of the bathroom mirror, his flashlight revealing smears of red across the glass. Her stomach twisted. Then, a sound. Footsteps from the hallway. Ruiz raised his weapon. NYPD, show yourself. A shadow moved near the kitchen entrance. Foster's pulse hammered. She stepped forward, heart pounding, gripping her flashlight like a lifeline. The fridge door was wide open, spilling cold light onto the floor. But that wasn't what made her blood run cold. On the fridge door, in the same red writing, Ruiz and Foster exchanged glances. There was only one closet, in the bedroom. Ruiz nodded. We clear it together. They moved quickly, controlled, back to the bedroom. Foster reached for the handle. Ruiz counted. 1, 2, 3. She yanked the door open. A body, hanging. Lena Morales. Her head was tilted unnaturally to the side. Her lifeless eyes stared forward. The noose around her neck dug deep into her skin. The body swayed slightly as if someone had just let go. But then, how had she called 911? Her hands were bound behind her back. The knots were tight, and her tongue had been cut out. Forensics arrived 20 minutes later at 3:02 a.m. The medical examiner estimated that Lena had died around 10 p.m. the previous night. But Lisa Carter had spoken to her at 2:47 a.m. And then there was the 911 recording. When they played it back, something wasn't right. At the very end of the call, after Lena's last whisper,
He's wearing my husband's clothes.
there was a faint sound, something too quiet to hear at first. They enhanced the audio. A man's voice, low, rough, familiar. I told you, baby, I'd never leave. Foster's breath hitched. Detective David Morales had been buried 6 months ago. His death had been ruled a suicide, but his case file had been sealed. Where's Morales buried? You're not going to believe this, but Foster's skin prickled as she looked back at the closet, the faint scent of cologne still lingering in the air. His grave was dug up last night. But NYPD dispatchers report that apartment 3B still gets 911 calls, always at 2:47 a.m. And when they answer, there's only breathing and a whisper.
He's inside.